Hi, boys and girls. I'm going to read you chapter 11 and maybe just chapter 11. I know it's short, but it is so late and I need to go to bed. It's 9:30 and I haven't done the read aloud for tomorrow. So here we go with chapter 11. Barnstorm Anderson. That's the one who drives and has a license. Thanks to Mr. Ribbit, I'm still on the Golden Eagles. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Slash all that. Barnstorm Anderson, he's the football player. And he's the one that Mr. Ribbit made sure that he was able to stay on the sidelines even though he was on crutches. All right. Wrong character. That happens sometimes. All right. Chapter 11. Thanks to Mr. Ribbit, I'm still in the Golden Eagles. It's the nicest thing any teacher has ever done for me. Not that I love teachers so much. It's their fault I'm in SCS8. I'm not unteachable, and I'm definitely not stupid. I'm like any other kid. I can learn, but if you give me the choice not to, I'll pick that. They were totally cool with letting me slide so long as the trophies kept coming. But now that I can't play anymore, all of a sudden, my grades aren't up to scratch. Funny how that wasn't a problem last year when I was beasting in 3 sports. I loaded up my tray of food line and I hobbled out to the cafeteria. It's not easy to balance a big lunch when you're on crutches. As I scan the tables, this 7th grade girl I know, real cute, smiles and waves at me. This happens to athletes a lot. We're kind of celebrities around school. I'm trying to figure out how to wave back without dropping either my tray or my crutch when her gaze veers off to the left and she's not looking at me at all. She's waving to Karnofsky, one of my teammates on the Golden Eagles, who's coming up beside me. It's like I get a gut punch. He's the scrub who never even got off the bench before I landed on my injury list. Now he's somebody and I'm somebody you look right through. Sup, Anderson, he mumbles, stepping in front of me. He and the girl connect and take the last 2 spots on the front table, the best location. Last year, 6 people would have scrambled to make room for Barnstone Anderson. Not anymore. I can take a hint. I'm a Golden Eagle, but not really. What have I done for them lately? If I can't put points on the board today, I'm dead to them. Not even Ribbit can change that. I keep on hobbling, head held high. I'll die before I let them see that I care. It stinks just moving across the cafeteria has to be a major operation. The way I could move used to be the way or what made me who I am. I guess that means I'm nobody, at least until next year. Oh my goodness. He values himself about how he does sports and nothing else. I'm sad for him. Another problem. I hung out with jocks for so long, I've got nowhere else to go. I set my lunch down next to Aldo and Raheem. As I lean my crutches against the side of the table, one of them tips over and whacks Aldo on the shoulder. Hey, he barks angrily. Chill out, it was an accident. It wasn't an accident. In my athlete days, my mind was always on the field or on the court, junking and cutting, faking imaginary defenders out of their jock straps. Now that I'm off sports, I don't do that anymore, and my poor mind has nothing to focus on. So I spend my time thinking of ways to get a rise out of Aldo. It's almost too easy. Aldo is half-heartedly eating a bowl of split pea soup while gazing over to Kiana, who's a few tables away, sitting with Miyato and Parker. That's the rest of the SCS8, except for Elaine, who eats alone, surrounded by a buffer zone of empty tables. People have been keeping their distance from her ever since she chucked this kid into a salad bar. She has anger issues. Even in the lunchroom, Elaine rhymes with pain. While Aldo's staring at Kiana, I reach over and dump half a shaker of black pepper into his soup. It's going to be funny, but don't do it. I can't help it. It's almost not my fault. Raheem snickers and doodles a napkin sketch of Aldo with smoke coming out from his ears. Meanwhile, Keanu catches Aldo looking at her. Embarrassed, she picks up his soup bowl and guzzles what's left of it, pepper and all. A split second later, a green gusher of pea soup sprays across the room, propelled with a scream. "What did you do that for?" he rasped. I can't answer because I'm laughing too hard. And so is Raheem. And while Aldo sees the napkin sketch, he stabs it with his spoon, which snaps in half. That gets us a caution from the lunchroom monitor, who raises the quiet alert level from green to amber on the traffic sign in front of the cafeteria. You got to tone it down, man, I manage, fighting to control my laughter. Everything makes you fly off the handle. Not true, he bellows in my face, and the traffic signal goes to red. Now nobody's allowed to talk for the rest of lunch, and it's all Aldo's fault. Raheem and I exchange fist bumps under the table. Afterward, when we're walking back to room 117, I mean everybody else is walking. I'm thumping on my crutches. I can't resist rubbing a little more salt in Aldo's wounds. Kiana was watching you the whole time, I assure him. She probably thinks you're nuts or something. Did I ask you to put a pound of pepper in my soup, he demands. Okay, but you don't have to get so mad about it. You're mad at me. You're mad at Raheem. You're mad at the cafeteria for changing the chicken nugget recipe. You're mad at Ribbit. I'm not mad at Ribbit, he mutters. You said you were before. Yeah, well, I changed my mind. Well, fine, I agree. Everything makes you mad except Ribbit. And I stop bugging him because I keep thinking about Mr. Kermit fighting with the office to get me in the pep rally. Back in room 117 with the rest of the class, we can't help noticing a bright green horn bent double sticking out of our teacher's trash can. If Mr. Ribbit thinks he can get rid of all those things at once, puts in Raheem, he is in for a real rough spirit week. I can't understand what makes him tick, puts Kiana. Most of the time he never opens his mouth, but blow one of those, he'll scream you an opera. They make him really mad, I say, with a wink at Aldo. He's a Grinch, says another. I thought he was Squidward, Parker reminds him. Miyato shakes his head. The Grinch, definitely. The Grinch hates Christmas because he can't stand the noise. Well, Mr. Kermit hates Spirit Week because he can't stand those horns. Everybody hates something, I retort. I don't like lima beans. Am I the Grinch too? It's not just what you hate, it's why you hate it, Miyato replies seriously. Indiana Jones hates snakes because he's afraid of them. Superman hates kryptonite because it's his weakness. The Wicked Witch of the West hates water because it makes her melt. But Mr. Kermit and the Grinch are both haters for the same reason, noise. Ribbit comes in, and the first thing I see, or he sees, is all of us staring into the basket at the broken horn. He seems annoyed at first, but then his expression changed to one of sympathy. I have some bad news about Spirit Week. It's okay, Mr. Kermit, Kiana interrupts. We know you tried your best to talk to the principal into letting us to be part of it. Let me tell you about Spirit. The teacher comes alive, making eye contact with each of us as he speaks. No one can command you have spirit, not principals, governors, presidents, or even kings. There's no spirit switch in your brain that can be flipped on and off. Spirit isn't a week that you can put on your calendar. It doesn't come from posters or streamers or rallies or even funny hat days. And it doesn't come from making an ungodly racket with a cheap plastic instrument of torture that was invented purely for disturbing the peace. It's the most he said to us in all this year. I can't explain it, but it feels like a kind of breakthrough. Although we're breaking through to, I have no clue. Maybe it's this. In all my years in school, I never heard a teacher say something that was so completely, totally honest. Okay, and tomorrow I'm going to read chapter 12, Parker Ellis. I like how they're all connecting. But I'm feeling bad for Barnstorm. That he feels like the only way he's defined is by how he does in sports. Like, I think your actions and your words should define you. What do you think? All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.